I really wanted to like Air Bud because there are quite a few Air Bud films, and I thought if I like this one, I can watch the rest of them, and it'll be a really great experience. I'm pleased to say it's not bad, not perfect. I didn't love it from start to finish, but I thought it was pretty sweet. This was released in 1997. It's older than I thought, and it's directed by Charles Martin Smith, written by Paul Tamasy and Aaron Mendelsohn, and we have a cast including Kevin Zegers as Josh. And this is about a young boy who is playing on his school basketball team, and he ends up finding this dog. I won't go into too much detail about the dog's background or anything. I don't want to give away too much, but Josh is not very happy. He's had to move. He's the new kid, and he finds a lot of comfort with this dog. And the dog is called Buddy, and the dog might be able to help out with basketball. And I'll say no more than that. I don't want to give anything away, but as a story of a boy and a dog, and how the dog is helping the boy, and the boy is obviously helping the dog by being there for him, it's a sweet narrative, and it works really well as a concept. There are specifics in the narrative that I didn't really care for, by which I mean it was just a little slow here and there, but at no point would I say it was boring. There are just some scenes that I think maybe could have been a bit shorter. The film is well over an hour and a half. It's about an hour and 35, an hour and 40. So maybe saying well over was a bit of an exaggeration, but I would have expected this to maybe be around the 1 hour 20 mark. So it is longer than it needs to be, and there are moments that really didn't need to be there. But for the most part, it's a well-executed narrative. Buddy is absolutely gorgeous. Buddy is actually apparently played by a dog called Buddy. And in general, I thought it was a sweet story, and I'm really looking forward to... Oh, that's depressing. I'm really looking forward to watching the rest. I pulled up Buddy's IMDb page, and unfortunately, Buddy, the dog... Oh, that's interesting. Buddy... I'll finish my thought first, then I'll tell you what's interesting. Buddy died when he was 10 years old. He was born in 1988. He died in 1998, so presumably it's, well, definitely, otherwise that would be quite morbid. It's a different dog in the other Bud films. And I'll find out that in due course. But what I was going to say is interesting is that this dog, this Buddy, also played Comet in one episode of Full House. He played Comet in Air Jessie, and I obviously didn't know that, so that's something to look out for when I get to season 8. He also played Fluke in the film Fluke, which I have seen, but not in several decades, so that might be one to watch again. Buddy is a very good actor, and a very adorable actor, but that's a shame that he only lived until he was 10. I know it's not that far. Oh, okay, according to IMDb, he died of not natural causes. Well, I suppose it is natural. He died of cancer, but this is taking a very depressing turn. I wasn't expecting to go into this much detail about Buddy the actor's background and personal history and medical history, but Air Bud is a sweet film. The narrative could be a little bit stronger, a little bit better, but there are some really moving moments. It's a lovely story about a boy and a dog, and Buddy is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to the rest. There are, I think, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 Air Bud films, and then there's also Air Buddies, which is one of the Buddies films I haven't seen. So I'm looking forward to watching these and seeing what they're like. Yeah, that took a depressing turn. There are some emotional moments in the film as well, so it's not completely a sad animal film, but I'm welling up now. I'm going to quickly wrap this up because I don't want this to get too depressing, but there are some moments that are quite emotional, so if you're perhaps in a very fragile state for whatever reason, or if you're going through something with your own pet, yes, for the most part it's quite high energy, quite lively, quite entertaining, but there are a couple of heavier moments. But either way, I'm quite impressed. I thought Air Bud was a decent film, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest.